I am so pleased to welcome our next guest to the show, who is the director of Outside Mullingar, the play that will close out the Buffalo Theatre Ensemble's 17-18 season. Steve Scott is an incredibly accomplished artist who has won multiple Jeff Awards and is also part of the artistic collective at the Goodman Theatre, where he has overseen over 200 productions. We're so lucky to have him here on our show. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you, Diane. It's nice to be here.
Nice to have you. So, Steve, I want to share a little bit about what we were talking about. You have been at the Goodman for how many years?
Since 1980. It's a lifetime and a half.
A lifetime and a half, which is amazing to hold such an important and big position for so many years.
Well, and it's been a fascinating time watching the Goodman Theatre grow from what was kind of just another regional theater to one of the really great theaters in America, and it's been very exciting to be part of all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're bringing all of that with you here.
Yes, my car is laden with Goodman things. Yes, and it's given me great experience that I kind of carry into whatever project I'm doing.
You always take your talent with you, as someone told me. They said, you know what, when you get sad about leaving a project, remember, you take it all with you. So tell me, you're the producer of all these shows at the Goodman. You still consult with Robert Falls. What brings you to BTE? I
love working at BTE. I think I love getting out of the city, which is nice. I think the audiences here are great. I think the artists that are part of the company at BTE are wonderful. I think Connie does a wonderful job in organizing all of this. It's a very professionally run company. And it's one of those places where a director feels very supported by the institution. And they always offer me great shows to do, including Outside Mullingar.
So what is it about Outside Mullingar that attracts you to the show?
The characters, basically.
Okay.
It's a fascinating, it's kind of like a little contemporary fable that John Patrick Shanley wrote about two houses side by side out in the countryside in Ireland, and the relationship of the two families that reside there, focusing on the younger generation. A man who has grown up in the house next door to a woman who's grown up in the other house, and their kind of complicated feelings for each other, and their kind of unexpressed feelings for each other. It's a lovely kind of contemporary love story, if I'm not giving too much away.
That's good, though, because we want to intrigue people to come, right?
Yeah, it's really lovely. I mean, it's Shanley's language is always wonderful, but these characters are so unusual and yet recognizable, because we've all had the feelings that they have. We just haven't been in the situation that they're in. And watching all of this kind of come together and evolve and all of that is just kind of fascinating.
So when do you start rehearsing?
We start rehearsing on April 4th. So about a week and a half from now.
So now, how long do you take to prepare for your show?
It depends on the show that I'm doing. You know, if there's a lot of stuff that I have to learn about whatever is going on, or a lot of historical research. For this show, I have been working, I guess, about 3 months, working with designers. The show is largely cast through the company. And reading the play. There's not a lot of research that I have to do for it, because it's kind of all there.
But having been a producer for all these years, I would imagine you are approaching the show very differently than your typical director, right? Your typical director is worrying about his rehearsal and his process. For others who aren't aware of, what does a producer do?
Oh, wow.
How do you think that colors how you direct?
It colors a lot, because basically the producer is the one who is responsible for making the project happen in the time that you've got, with the money that you've got, with the talent that you can find. And I think because I've been doing that for so long, I have an understanding of what this project means to this theater, and I don't want to go in and make demands that will close the theater if the production doesn't go well. So I want to work within what the guidelines that the company has, and I think I'm very good about that, about understanding, what are the restrictions, what are the challenges here, What are the things that we can change? What are the things we can't change? And then figuring out how to make that happen. You know.
Now, do you have a lot of discussions with the designers?
Yes. I'm working with a young woman who is designing the set, Pauline, and she is really lovely, but I've never worked with her before.
Sure.
And she has done lots of research. She's done a lot of the research that I normally would have done into the area of Ireland in which this takes place, and the countryside, and what's there, and what the buildings look like, and all of that stuff. So we've been working off and on for several months, just kind of looking through pictures of the area and how those pictures translate to what is needed for this show. And also then, because the stage is smallish and there are several sets, how does that work?
Right.
You know, how can we fit all of that stuff onto our stage? It's been very exciting, and she's come up with some lovely ideas.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, it's been fun.
So if someone was going to go see the show, what do you want them to take away?
I think the show is about possibility.
Ah.
It's about no matter, and I think it's something we all need right now. You may feel that you've kind of hit the end point, that your life is what it's going to be or whatever. But there's always something that can happen that will give you a new look, a new start, a new way of embracing life. And I think that's a good thing for all of us to see.
I think it's true, though. I think you can reinvent yourself at any age. I really do believe that.
You just have to let the world in and recognize what you need, which is harder to do as we get older, I think. So it's a very hopeful show, and I think hope is a commodity that is important for us right now.
It is. It is. I think we always need hope.
Oh, always.
Always need hope.
Yeah, but especially in an atmosphere where everything is kind of divided and people are tense and nobody knows what to do. We will see our ways through this eventually.
And I believe, that's the most magical part of theater.
Yes.
Is, can you bring people together? Is this the place? We were just talking about this in a meeting, and I said, with so much divide, who do we want to be right now? Who do we want to be? Do we want to be the place where people can come together and get a new perspective and talk and find some common ground, or do we constantly need to make a statement?
Exactly.
How can we create a place here in the arts where people can come together?
Well, the commodity that we have in the theater that nobody else has much is empathy. You go to the theater so you know what it's like to sit in somebody else's seat, to be in somebody else's shoes. And I think that's very important now, because I think that's something that our society is forgetting. We're so focused on what I want and what I think, I sometimes forget to understand what you want and what you need and how we can find a common ground there. And that's what the theater does in a very first-person way, which is exciting.
Well, thank you for coming, Steve, and I so look forward to seeing your show. We're so lucky to have you here with us directing this show.
Oh, well, thank you, Diana. I'm thrilled to be here.
Thank you. Outside Mullingar will run May 3rd through June 3rd in the Playhouse Theater. For tickets or more information, call the box office at 630-942-4000 or visit atthemac.org. That's all the time we have for today, but be sure to tune in next month for even more behind-the-scenes interviews. I'm Diana Martinez, and thanks for watching. We look forward to seeing you at the theater and next time on Backstage Buzz.